Hello everyone. Today 16, I believe, of our 100-day challenge. We had a few technical problems on uploading videos that we're looking into on Sunday and Monday, so we're going to be doing our next video here today at the clinic. Let's start by standing upright, getting square on our feet, taking a breath in and out of our belly, our waist, and we're going to start by turning our hips to swing our arms. Letting our shoulder blades be heavy, wrap our bodies. Head turning with the arms at first and then staying still to let the neck rotate. Using the legs and the hip turn to move the arms. Let's start patting the head. So you'll see different times of the day. As we've said before, we'll feel different for doing the exercise. Today is a little later in the day. So I'm a little more tired, but I'm a little tight in my legs from standing at work all day, but also a little more relaxed mentally. It can be very enjoyable to wind down that transition time from work to home or home to work or midday lunch break sort of time. Those are big opportunities to either fall into some unhealthy habits or to find a moment of quiet rest that is building, sort of adds to us and makes us feel clearer, not more cloudy. Percussing the belly and the kidney area now, all along the sacrum. And then, especially later in the day, we really want to reach the whole spine tall. So from the feet through the hands, reaching the whole back, shoulder blades, head up, and flexing the ribs side to side. Folding forward. As I was doing this, I was noticing how tight my legs and hips were from standing, just being with narrow feet on a hard surface. And so I decided to pause and just move my legs a bit. So our deep hip flexions, our knee hikes that we do, help move that big hip hinge. And then we're going to swing our leg inward and outward. So the muscles on the top of the groin and the top of the outer hip get so tight from keeping our feet the same width all day, kind of this narrow shoulder width. And then we'll kick the heels up. So just refreshing a bit the quads and the knees, the patellar tendon. And now we've used all the compartments. Let's do a couple circles to realign them, reintegrate them, re-coordinate them. And then we'll jump back into our back extension. First up, tall, moving the ribs. And then folding forward. Stretching the lower, you'll feel this more in the low back, lower ribs, whereas the first one we feel more in the upper ribs. Breathing, letting the shoulders be heavy. And if it comes out to the side. And this is all down the side of the ribs. Couple breaths here. Circling back, stepping out the other direction. Lift you. 2 times on each side. All right, stepping back, second side. All right, let's talk about emotions a little bit. As we get into some our hip and leg stuff, first we're going to be stretching our spine side to side. So this theme of stretching the ribs I talk about a lot. One other way to think about it is the rib cage. If you can picture it, there's space between it and the pelvis, this big bony structure of the pelvis and this big bony structure of the ribs. Now, it's no coincidence the space in between them, this big empty space where there's just spine, is where everyone has problems. All the lumbar, the lower back, pain and strain and surgery and herniation, all that stuff. So as we're stretching the ribs, one thing you can think about is we're pulling the ribs away from the pelvis, or otherwise we're lengthening. Go get her. Go get her. We're lengthening that part of the back between the ribs and the pelvis. So here we're circling the hips around. And we go back into our normal hips first, head last, sort of weight shift side to side.
Tracy's ready, Demetrix is ready, and Tracy said that she thinks you knocked her out before you.
All right, so after we've taken our hips first side to side, we'll then lead with our head rather. And try to roll the spine from one side to the other. Trying to trail the hips last, reaching a little deeper, a little further each pass. And let's just bend forward for a moment with our legs wide. Here's where you can have a chair in front of you. If folding all the way forward is not good for you or possible for you, just put a chair in front of you and reach forward. Rest your forearms on it. Let your hips and groin muscles and back stretch a bit. And we'll go a little bit side to side. So you'll just scoot the chair over a little bit side to side, or reach to one side of the chair and then the other. And now we'll circle the hips again. For real this time. Hands on the back. You'll notice the palm of the hands being on the back, you'll feel one side of the back engage while the other relaxes. This sort of alternating muscular contraction. And now we will rotate the pelvis. And now we circle the knees. Bring your knees all the way to straight. And now straight down, straight up. Let's kick the heels back one more time. Loosening the knee. And now for our Phoenix stretch. Keeping the weight on the back foot. Hinging forward at the hips. First one side, then the other. And now we stretch the elbows towards the foot. Reaching the whole side of the ribs and back towards that front foot. I said let's talk about emotions, but I want you to notice how you feel when you come into the exercise for the day and how you feel afterwards. In addition to affecting our body, what we're training our nervous system to do is to find some regulation of our stress and distress through moving the body and freeing up the tissues. It's different from working out. A lot of people run or go hit the gym to kind of work off stress. It's a little different from that. We're trying to find the different holding patterns in the body. By that I mean areas of recurrent tension and cumulative tension in the body that we sort of start to hold or grip over time in response to stress or pain or grief or any number of things. And so there's this effect. It can be gradual. It can have moments of being more pronounced, of loosening up those areas and feeling different afterwards in a way that's hard to explain. So I'm not saying that doing the exercises is a happy pill or an antidepressant, but it will facilitate you growing emotionally or becoming more stable emotionally. So even when you don't feel like doing it, do it and notice how you start to look forward to or rely on the exercises. Standing here for the last couple minutes. And then we'll circle the hands around the belly and just let the hands rest in the belly for a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. Sorry that we could not upload a video yesterday. Hopefully you still did it. We're going to put up 2 today, today and tomorrow, and we will see you soon.